Hi there. So we're going to do a pick a card. And this pick a card is going to be, I'm going to use the astrology bucket that I have. So it's going to be kind of an energy update, but I'm going to use this deck on my oracle board to get a picture of where you're at currently. Okay, so first we'll do where you're at currently, and then we'll read the energy through the astrology terms. Okay? If it feels appropriate at the end, then I'll get some advice. But for now, this is what we're going to do. And it's going to be one, pick two, pick three. You want to take a deep breath. Or three, and use your own intuition to decide if one of these picks has a message for you. It will be a general reading. So some of the things that come through might be more specific. If it's not meant for you, leave it for somebody else. Just take what resonates as true for you. You always want to discern from within yourself on whether or not something is true for you. Okay, so let's get started with pick number one. There's no here. I'm going to oracle board. Crystal spread. Alright, well, it's mostly on there. Okay. Go with that. Shuffle these. Oh. I've been doing this lately for some reason, dealing the deck upside down when I'm using this board. I keep doing it several times, so what that means. I see you can't see the whole board, but we're just going to go with it anyway, okay? Okay. So, first section over here is the root chakra and the sacral chakra. And the card you get is flower power. So in order to help get grounded to the earth, spend some time outdoors, use some essential oils. And the other thing this reminds me of is Bach flower essences. If you're not familiar, just take a look that up if it sounds interesting to you. But flower power, spend time with flowers and flower essences to increase your personal healing power. Okay. Next, we have a card pertaining to your commitments, and it is children. Okay, so this so far, this part of the reading is telling us where you are at. So you have a commitment to children. You are very probably involved with using essential oils or some sort of significance with flowers. Maybe you're a gardener, something like that. There is some sort of outside influence that you are letting go of that has been very bothersome to you. Could have been a very emotional issue. but you have recognized that it has to go, so you either just let it go and now you're welcoming in something new, or you're about to let it go, which will make room to welcome in something new. The next card we have will be landing on the solar plexus and the heart chakra, as well as confidence. And so it says that you're feeling pretty good. Your willpower's in check. You're feeling like you have some things under control. That's great. Or if they're not under control, you're okay with that. And we've got the let go card. So you're letting go the need to control. Isn't that funny? Your relaxed energy rapidly attracts your desires. So you are just letting things be. You're in that state of surrender. So that's a wonderful place to be. We've got the next card falling on the rebirth cycle. And you are maybe just starting an exercise program or a different exercise program. But you definitely are exercising, and it's giving you some recognition for that. But it's falling on the rebirth, so I'm thinking that it's something that you just kind of, restarted or whatever. Next, we have on your communication and your third eye, we got marriage. And this is also unconditional love. So you are happily married. You're in a marriage where you do love this person unconditionally. You may be loved unconditionally. There's a lot of communication in your marriage. And let's see, we've got vegetarian, and it's on unconditional love as well. So, maybe someone you love is a vegetarian. Perhaps it's you. Perhaps you're just letting go of judgments, things like that you used to judge. You're not really judging anymore. You're realizing that everyone has their reason for doing whatever they're doing. Okay, the next card falls under perfectly imperfect, and it's emotional healing. So it's like, even though, yeah, you're feeling confident and everything's okay, and you know that, and you're going along and going with the flow, you are having to release, some emotional healing is happening for you. And you know that, no matter how hard you ugly cry, you're going to come out the other side. And then, let's see, the crown chakra and the universal kind of influences, as well as accomplishment. You've changed how you eat, or you're thinking about changing how you eat. You've maybe been enlightened to a new way to eat that you might be trying, or enlightened to something you're eating that is not going well for you. So some enlightenment has happened and caused a dietary change. And let's see, you perhaps are teaching yourself about some spiritual things. You're doing some research on spiritual topics. You're teaching others about spiritual things. You're teaching others what you have learned. You're sharing the knowledge. And in your subconscious, we have connect with nature. So it's kind of like you are dealing with some of the emotional healing through spending time in nature. Yeah, you're working it out through getting some exercise, just kind of refreshing your whole self. You might be doing a fast, a vegetable fast or something like that, to just kind of get this cleanse going. You may be saying goodbye to old habits so that you can have this good influence over, on your children, and show them that everything is okay, that this is what's possible. Very nice. Okay, I'll leave that over there for a minute while I pull the... Okay. Yeah, it's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life for me. So you are turning on a new leaf here, kind of. Um, something that you really couldn't do before. It was like kind of like it was like it was cut off from you before. You couldn't really get it going before the way that you can right now. You could feel that this time's different. Yeah, this is a fated time for this to happen for you. It's like you collected a fragment of yourself. You healed yourself to the degree where the part of you that was prohibiting you from doing what you're going to be doing now has now been collected and healed enough to be on board with the process. The seed for doing so was always in your psyche. This was the time for doing it. You've just been kind of doing that shadow work, digging below the surface, asking yourself the tough questions about your partnerships, maybe even in your marriage. These tough questions. You've been using what you see in your partner as a mirror for what exists in you, so that you could use that to make changes. You've noticed the benefits of doing so. You have been communicating about this. This has changed the way you think and believe, and how your mind works, and how you use your will and your drive, and even your love. Your blind desire is not necessarily what's needed to drive you anymore, although you do know what it's like. And you're going towards your purpose. Going towards your purpose now, which involves your partnership. Your purpose involves your partnership. This Clytia thing, she has a mythology about, she basically fell in love, and then he fell out of love with her, and then she sabotaged his new relationship, hoping that he would come back to her, but he didn't. So I don't know exactly why this is here, but if that mythology, rings true for you, it's right near your life's purpose. So that's very interesting. It's like some major life lesson for you around, like she was led with her blind desire, so she didn't wait for a reciprocal response from her love, or he had responded to her, he had rejected her and moved on, and she just, for whatever reason, didn't get that in her head. Very interesting. Like there's been a new dawn on something. See, this is sunset. Like, some chapter has closed, and this Clytia thing may never be clear. See, we've got 12th house here. This thing where this unrequited love happened could have been just from another lifetime, but the knowledge that you learned from the experience is useful to you in your spiritual journey and in how you deal with people. Like, whatever you learned is important. So maybe it's that you learn to be discerning. Okay, yeah, I mean, I do feel like perhaps some advice, right? A little advice, spirit. Okay, we got the custom advice oracle. What could this imply? Oh, isn't that interesting? It's like, it's a mystery still. Sometimes it's still a mystery. It's around love, it's around desires. The mystery must be unfolding, though. Right. Whatever story you've been telling yourself and living out can now be rewritten. You decide. You decide what you want now. As you've seen, once you do the work, once you reprogram yourself, that's what you live out. So go ahead, keep going, keep going, keep writing a new story. Enjoy the present moment and then write the future into the existence that you're having through the joy of the present moment. This was not available to you before this time. Gratitude got you there. Yeah. Continue to be in gratitude for all the progress you've made. Celebrate the milestones, the accomplishments, the failures, the lessons, all of it. Celebrate that you made it through. Celebrate you made it this far. Celebrate the connections you made, the lessons learned, the timing, the new day, the chance for something new. All the things you're grateful for. Your home life, the new foundation that you're building on. Coming out from the dark, coming out from down in the dumps, kind of down under, and knowing that the reason that you got there was because there are angels with you. They've been there the whole time. Wow, how beautiful. Wow, guys, that was so beautiful. I hope that was helpful to you in some way, and I will see you next time. Hello, pile number 2. Okay. I've shuffled the deck, and I'm going to start with my oracle board, which you can almost see the whole board when I get the cards on there. But the oracle board is going to show us a glimpse of where you're at now. And then we'll go along with the astrology. Okay? Okay, so we'll start over here. The first card's going to fall on your root chakra, your sacral chakra. Whoa. You may have watched pile number 1. This is flower power. So you may be someone who uses essential oils. You may be a gardener. You may be, like me, just put floral sheets on your bed today. But something at the root, the base, is really tied to this flower power. So that's very interesting. Maybe use box flower essences. Where your commitments are, it says everything's okay. So it doesn't feel like you've got too many extra burdens that you can't handle at the moment. But the bothersome thing where there's kind of like outside factors maybe causing issue for you is when it comes to travel. So it could be just an airline thing, a money thing, your transportation got broken kind of thing. Anything like that could be going on. You could be traveling right now and just not able to keep up with other plans. There's just some sort of outside influence that can be bothersome a little bit when it comes around travel for you right now. Won't always be that way. Solar plexus and heart chakra, along with confidence. It says your wish is granted, so something that you've always wanted has just come true. Your heart's desire came through. You're feeling pretty confident lately. And look at this, confidence coming on with the vegetarian card. So perhaps you have been growing a vegetable garden and you're feeling pretty confident about it. You're feeling pretty confident about adding vegetables to your life. something along those lines. Your love life is going through a rebirth. Complete rebirth for your love life. So I don't know what that means for you, but it could be that you've met someone new. It could be that the relationship you're in is just kind of going through one of those nice new honeymoon periods. Something like that. Now we go to your throat chakra and your third eye along with your unconditional love. It says, ask for what you want. So I feel like you did ask for what you want. That's how you got it. And that's why your love life was going through the changes. I feel like you have started to speak up for yourself and you have big plans for the summer. I think that your vegetable garden could very well be part of it. And something perfectly imperfect, healed, healing, and healer. So it's like maybe in your love life you're just accepting something that you had a hard time accepting before. Then we come over here to the crown chakra and the universal connections. You maybe have just decided to relocate. Or someone has just come into your home, or someone has just left your home. So when it comes to your accomplishments, walk away. You've either just started walking, for exercise, or you've walked away from something that wasn't very good for you. Or you've got plans to start walking, or you've been walking every day. But you definitely did walk away from something that was not serving you. And in your subconscious, we've got marriage. So this is not something that you may be consciously aware of right now, but maybe there's something to look at around marriage. Maybe there's like a subconscious belief that you're healing around marriage. Maybe you've had to walk away from a marriage. It is possible that that could just be something that you're healing from. Okay, let's see. I'm going to pause you before I go into the next part of the reading. Okay, now I'm just shifting these a little bit. Okay. That fire one is the one that went flying down on the ground, so something may be a little bit like a spark that gets away with you. Like one little spark is like, whew, gonna set something off. That it's in the details though. This could affect the way that you show yourself to the world and how the people you know see you. Chiron here, so this could be something like a major healing taking place on you and how you feel about yourself and how you're in service to the world. Could be your deepest wound though. Chiron is our deepest wound. Metis, the higher knowledge. You're seeing something from a view that you could never have seen before. It's a very wise view. It's like you've healed something that hurt really, really, really bad. And it's kind of set you on fire. You've seen the complete reverse side of something. Somebody else was involved with this, of allowing you to see this thing. You got to see like a new, it's like you got to see this point of view from this other person, and then like, it was a sunset. It was like, that was the last time you spent a day feeling that way. Now every other day is going to be different. You know what I mean? Like, now you found that you have a gift that you never knew you had. Something that works a lot better in you than you realized. Because now you know what it's for. Now you know why you went through the pain of something certain. when in relationship with somebody else. It's because it revealed to you something. It was something in the details revealed to you, something that you needed to know. Something about unconditional love, about caring, about nurturing, about mothering, about loss. 14 days is a time period that could be significant. You could be at the end of this cycle, sunset. Maybe the sun is setting on the 14-day cycle. Last 2 weeks. This is something that your soul was always going to experience this way. There's a new way, though, as we discussed. It's a new way of seeing it, and it allows you to come in conjunction and with another, like you meet up with another person. Another person is significant to your journey, and you either this turning point came because of them, or they will come because of this turning point. Like they either were the catalyst for the change, or there's another person coming now that you have shifted this in your vibration. Yeah, we had marriage over there on the other board in the subconscious. So you may not even see this coming. Yeah, you probably do not see this coming. It's your wish is granted. Maybe in the summer, So once I say this, don't, ruin the energy by just like focusing on it and being, if you are a codependent, you can definitely mess up a reading of a prediction for love. Just so you know. So make sure you realize if you are, looping in any old patterns of coping in ways that didn't work for you because they were painful. Patterns of behaving that you are used to because you grew up having them that way. They're in your subconscious, so you may not have even been aware of them yet. But now you've either just become aware of them, but being okay with the discomfort, being patient with yourself while it hurts, knowing that, these loops are there so that you can see the pattern. It's an uncomfortable pattern. Look for the pattern when you're uncomfortable. Be patient with yourself. There's a higher meaning. There's a higher way to look at it. We did have a change happening in your love life that was a rebirth. Rebirth in your love life. When these cards fell out, we had moon, so something is unclear. We've got separation. So it may be a separation in your love life that changes things for you, but it may be just time apart gives you this new view, And there is victory to be had. Like, just know that. Know that when a little loop happens of thinking of things in the old way or feeling confused or feeling in pain, that does not mean that there isn't victory. Separate those two concepts. Okay? Pain is part of it. Pain is part of this process, and knowing that will get you there more peacefully, more easily, more pleasantly. This discomfort doesn't stay when we don't resist it. Okay? I hope that is helpful for you, and thank you for participating. Hi, pile 3, the Selenites. Shuffled the deck, and now I'm going to use my oracle board to get a reading on where you are right now. So you can see most of the board, but I'll tell you what the cards do anyhow. Okay. Here we go. We're starting here at the root chakra and the sacral chakra. And the card that comes out is children. So I would guess that you have children at home. or that you're pregnant even, that you're making babies, that you are childlike, that you work with children, or you want a child very badly. Okay, so stuff you're committed to. Easy does it. You're kind of taking things easy right now. You may be putting yourself first. You may be trusting the Lord. But it seems like you're really committed to not doing things the hard way anymore. And there has been someone in your life that's been quite bothersome, and you have said goodbye or are about to say goodbye. It could be an emotional parting. You're not keeping that outside influence that was detrimental to you around anymore, and you're being really easy about it. You know? On your solar plexus and your heart chakra, and we have confidence. Down here, we've got express your individuality. So I would say that you're kind of not really caring what people think, and you're just letting yourself be known and seen like a child would. And let's see, you may have had a birthday, or you may have a birthday. Happy birthday! Happy birthday to you! And, or it could just be somebody else's birthday, a child's birthday, maybe the entertainment at a birthday party, just something fun there. But the next card is rebirth. We've got love life, a rebirth on your love life. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of the same people watched more than one pile, or the same person. But that's fine. It's no worry at all, because you sometimes can get different details with different cards. So the rebirth on the love life doesn't include the old. So kind of maybe someone new. Kind of what I think on that. Maybe you've got your eye on someone new, or there's something new happening in your love life. Let's see, we've got through communication, your throat chakra and the third eye chakra. You are communicating authentically and with love. You are being who you really are. Oh, it's so nice. It's so great. It's so beautiful. I love it. Thank you. And just really loving yourself. You are in self-love. You've got the power. Comes out on unconditional love. So you know that it's all within your reach. You know that it's all up to you to love you. You know it's up to you to celebrate you. And you're doing it. Next, we've got nature is perfectly imperfect. You're letting go of anything that you had judgments against. When you thought, when you used to think, oh, maybe you judged yourself for an imperfection. Now you're letting things like that go. You're realizing that perfectly imperfect, that you're perfectly imperfect. Like you are who and how you're meant to be, just how you are. And you're letting go of the silly little struggles like that. You're letting go of any of the struggles that were keeping you from allowing love in your life. And then we've got the crown chakra and the universal energies. And so the summer and being in the sun is very important for you. Being in the sun, letting the light in, doing meditations where you let the light in. All very, very important for you. By the summer, you will have a debt paid off. There's an accomplishment by the summer. You're working on something that's pretty close to yours. Yeah. You're about to accomplish something big, like maybe paying something off. Or it could be a debt in the way of like a social or a soul contract, playing a role for somebody, or a certain, position at a job, or a mortgage, or a car payment, any of those type things. In your subconscious, do some research. So there is something in your subconscious that maybe wants your attention right now that would come right out to be let go of if you just ask it, ask for, ask it, you know? Sometimes if we talk to ourselves a little bit, like, oh, why do you feel that way? Or what do you need? Or, ask yourself what you need, ask yourself what that feeling is, ask yourself, questions, communicate, inquiry into self, into your own subconscious, into your own motives, into your own why. Yeah, inquiry into your own why. Okay. And the next part of the reading is the astrology. All right. Okay. There may have been an opposition with somebody else. Why do I think it was with somebody else? I don't know, but there's some opposition, some sort of tension in your life. And it was kind of like bubbling up from under the surface, and it may have come out in a blaze, like a whoop, like all of a sudden you just couldn't ignore it anymore. May have been happening in the last 2 days. Look at that, 48 hours. 2 days and 48 hours came out. So it could be 4 days, but it also is stressing, this could be the middle of a 4-day cycle or like just 2 days. Something about being very peaceful and calm through this opposition has been really important. Now we've got 3 days. There's a very short amount of time where something is peaking. Something is kind of peeking out that, let's see, it's like you're going to build a foundation on something fresh. Floor is new sprouts. I see is your foundation. It's your home. And you've got Venus. Your love life, beauty, and money could be affected. Your life purpose is coming into play here. And communication. Kind of like the first reading all over again, just in different words. So if you may have chosen pile number 1. But that's fine. Let's see. It's a new way of being, new part of your foundation. And it came about through some sort of opposition. Then it could have been an opposition within yourself. Like in yourself, you were like trying to be peaceful and calm. And then there was this part of you that wasn't peaceful and calm. And then you had to look at it and try to figure out, why do you feel like, you know, this like burning rage or whatever. Rage may be strong or it may not. But you've just been kind of looking and sitting with that part of yourself, perhaps asking yourself the questions like we talked about on the last spread. You're doing the research, you're asking yourself the questions to find out what is in your subconscious and what is blocking you from your love life. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Good for you. Reiki scan. Take a look. Like we all have strengths and we all have weaknesses. And it really helps us to know our own. So take a look. What are your weaknesses? How are you interacting with other people? How are you expressing yourself? Are you expressing yourself? This Leo and strength are basically both the same thing. Like, be confident. Um, Define your intention of what you're doing. Create the win-win-win, because anything built on a foundation that isn't a win-win-win will crumble. Creating the win-win-win makes a very strong foundation. It's considering other people as well. Breathe. Pay attention to the details. Wow. Okay. Go out there like a lion. Express yourself and be who you are, and well done for doing so. So the only thing it's giving you for advice is saying, don't forget you do have some weaknesses still. And don't forget, honor above pride, and that setting your intention for what you're doing to create the win-win-win is going to always get you those better results, because then you'll be in service. And then whatever you build, it's like, yeah, if it's benefiting you and benefiting everybody else, it's going to be solid. It's going to be built on the stuff that lasts in the environment that you're now in, which is this, new way of being on Earth. You may be communicating about all of this at some point. All right, very interesting. Well, thank you for participating, and I will see you next time.